Good evening. Right now is the most dangerous time to be working. That's what taxi drivers in Schenectady say, and tonight they're demanding to be paid more for what they say amounts to hazardous duty.
Coming up, a smoky blaze kept firefighters from 11 towns scrambling and gave one area town a tremendous scare tonight. We'll show you what happened.
And the so-called other woman in the Trump saga doesn't want you to see these pictures. We'll tell you why.
And John will let us know when the frigid temperatures will finally go away.
Well, Tracy, very, very cold tonight, but I've got some good news for you for tomorrow. I'll show you why.
And Hulk Hogan says he has a way to make your kids just as strong as he is.
It's all next here on the Night Team Report.
Ernie Tetrault, Tracy Egan, Mike Cairns, and John Cessarich. Now, live, the #1 news in the Capital District. This is the News Center 6 Night Team Report.
Good evening. For cab drivers, right now is the most dangerous time to be working. That's what taxi drivers in Schenectady say. And tonight they're demanding to be paid more for what they say amounts to hazardous duty.
We sent Marianne Worley out to find out just how dangerous a cabbie's job really is. She joins us now live from one Schenectady taxi company that says taking a cab should cost you more because it costs them more. Marianne?
Thank you, Ernie and Tracy. I'm here at the Central Brown Taxi Company in Schenectady, and drivers and management here say that a price increase for the public is long overdue.
Insurance
That other word don't say.
Leroy Scott is one of the few drivers for Central Brown Taxi who rarely misses the night shift. Scott says there are a lot of reasons why people don't like night duty. The biggest has to do with their own personal safety.
Oh, you mean as far as crime or getting up or something like that? Of course.
Yeah.
It's always in the back of your mind, but you have to have a certain attitude. And if you sense trouble, you can get out of it, away from it. It's not always the case, but you can't go scared.
But many are scared. Some have gotten hurt badly. And that's why cab company owner Vincent Vardine wants city approval for night drivers to charge an extra 50 cents per passenger. In addition, he's asking to charge $2.50 for the first mile, up from $1.85. The reason, he says, is simple.
Economics, just the cost of operating. Everything has gone up since '85.
1985, that's the last time the city gave its two taxi companies an increase. It cost Vardine $7,200 to insure one taxi for 1 year. At tonight's public hearing in Schenectady City Hall, Vardine seemed to find a friend in city officials.
Their costs of insurance are skyrocketing. The costs of their vehicles are going up just as everyone's are. So I would anticipate that the council will grant some request.
And what about the people who use the taxis? Would they mind paying more?
Because if you're going to spend $1.85, what's another 50 cents, right?
I can understand what the way the insurances are nowadays. They're in a bind.
As for Leroy Scott, he says he'll keep driving at night, more money or not, but he'll always have his eye out for trouble. And as I said, there seems to be little opposition to this proposal. No one showed up at Schenectady City Hall tonight to oppose the increased cab fare. And Ernie and Tracy, the final vote on this issue takes place March the 5th.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Marianne.
Marianne.
You're welcome.
Well, 10 fire companies scrambled tonight to help save an area landmark building. But as Night Team reporter John Brice reports from our Albany News Center, they weren't all needed, right, John?
That's right, Ernie, but the Schoharie County village of Sharon Springs had a tremendous scare tonight. One of its largest and most famous homes was on fire. This is what amateur video shooter Marie Keeney saw when she got to the Clausen estate tonight. The third floor of the 100-year-old landmark was in flames. The Sharon Springs Fire Department saw the same thing. They alerted 10 surrounding fire companies, but they doused the flames before the fire spread beyond the attic.
The attic pretty much was on fire, you know, extensively. Of course, we got that knocked down. There's a lot of smoke and water damage, but mainly confined to the attic.
The estate was built by the Clausen banking family. One of the great-grandsons lives in the house now with his family and runs a bed and breakfast on the property. They were out of town tonight. The fire chief says he called for the 10 alarms because if the fire really took off, it would have been uncontrollable.
We had such a lot of smoke and fire showing that we were afraid that, you know, it was a lot worse than it was. So we wanted everybody here. It's easier to send them home than it is to need them when you don't have them.
Well, the cause of the fire is still under investigation tonight, but everyone there is breathing a sigh of relief. They say it would have been a tremendous loss to the community if that building was destroyed. Ernie and Tracy.
Okay, thank you, John.
You're welcome.
By the way, we first heard of this fire from callers on our tips phone. And as John mentioned, Marie Keeney of Sharon took some of the pictures of the burning house with her home video camera. We want to remind you, if you see news happening, call our tips phone at 346-TIPS. And if you have a home video camera, shoot it. We'll put it on the air.
On the night beat tonight, police in your hometown, we've checked all over the area, tell us that they were kept busy with just routine calls.
A 92-year-old Vermont woman is resting a little easier tonight now that she won't lose all her life savings. Luella Wilson's troubles hit when she loaned her great-nephew money for a car. He got into a serious accident, paralyzing his passenger. She got sued. A lower court ruled she can be held liable and could lose everything she has. Well, today was supposed to be her final court appeal, but that quickly ended when the judge announced a settlement had been reached. Although the judge barred anyone from revealing the terms, we know Wilson gets to keep her life savings.
World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan has come out with his own line of chewable multivitamins for all the little Hulksters out there. That leads my family health report tonight. At a news conference in Manhattan, Hulk Hogan introduced the new line of vitamins. He says it's important for children to understand that they have to start taking care of their bodies while they're young. Hogan also says kids can do that by starting their day off right with Hulk Hogan Children's Vitamins as part of a well-balanced diet. He also says his vitamins are special.
Well, basically, these vitamins are unique in their own way simply because they have beta-carotene and there's no cholesterol in the vitamins. And when you turn the vitamins over, you see Hulk Hogan's signature on the back. I think that's pretty darn unique.
The vitamins are also preservative-free with only natural flavors and colors. And in other health news, smoking is costing us a lot more than our lives. It's costing dollars, big dollars in healthcare costs. That's according to the Secretary of Health and Human Services, who says tobacco ads are luring people to their deaths. Louis Sullivan told a Senate panel that ad agencies and the media should ask themselves if they want to be a party to this. His estimates indicate the healthcare cost of smoking to the country to be $52 billion a year. The little girl who became the world's first heart-liver transplant in 1984 has successfully undergone a second liver transplant. Doctors replaced 12-year-old Stormy Jones' liver after hepatitis damaged her own. Well, winter temperatures came back with a vengeance today.
John, how soon will it get warm again? That's what everybody's asking.
Well, I think tomorrow's going to be much warmer, Ernie, and then the next day even warmer than that. But today, wow, windy. Wind chill factors around 12 degrees below zero. Our official high was only 23. Low this morning, 16, and a trace of snow reported just after midnight last night from a few snow flurries. But I've got some great news for the next several days. Warmer temperatures, maybe a little spring.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, John. But we have a lot more news for you on the Night Team Report. A little later, we'll tell you why News Center 6 and other TV stations and newspapers could end up in court if we show you these pictures.
But first, we'll tell you about the new bug in the drug war. There may soon be a new weapon in the war on drugs, a caterpillar. That tops tonight's nightcap of top stories. There may soon be a new bug in the drug war. Federal officials say they're thinking about dumping billions of caterpillars that eat coca leaves onto coca-growing areas. But the government says the anti-drug bug will go only if South American officials ask for them. While guerrillas attacked police posted in Cartagena, Colombia, police seized 10 shoulder-fired missiles from drug traffickers. This just 10 days after President Bush's visit. The 10 rockets, which can shoot down planes, were grabbed in a raid on a Bogota drug hangout. Czechoslovakia may be about to become a country with the most favored nation trade status with the U.S. President Bush made that announcement today after meeting with Czech President Václav Havel. The move recognizes recent reforms in the once all-communist country.
A bitter 10-month-long miners' strike is finally over tonight. Thousands of miners gave their approval to a new contract with Pittston Coal. Tokyo was rocked by an earthquake that measured 6.6 on the Richter scale this morning. Buildings swayed and the ground rumbled, but there are no reports of serious damage or injuries. Divers have found only one body in California's frigid Convict Lake. They're looking for 6 more. 3 teenagers and 4 adults plunged through the ice on the lake last night. And that's our nightcap of some of today's more important stories we're following.
And still to come on the Night Team Report, we'll tell you how to find out which area restaurant has the best buffalo wings.
And of course, a lot of kids are off this week, so John will have a special weekday ski report.
Hey, John! We're Girl Scout Troop 111. Is it going to get warmer out tomorrow?
Yes, it will, Girl Scouts. Yes, it will. And I'll tell you exactly how warm it's going to get to tomorrow and show you why in just a moment.
Hi, everybody. This is Mike Cairns. Tonight on the Night Team Scoreboard, high school sectionals are front and center. Find out how your team did in the NBA, an old-fashioned shootout in the West out in San Antonio. Plus, all the scores and highlights are coming up in just a few minutes.
I think John has some good news for Girl Scout Troop 111. It is going to moderate a little tomorrow, isn't it?
It certainly will. Those cute kids.
Very cute. They were in here tonight, so well behaved.
I showed them around the Weather Center. They were great. Played around with the computer a little bit and said hi on the computer. I don't know if it's stacked in my show right now, but it may pop up. You never know. You never know. But anyway, what a beautiful, well, it wasn't a beautiful day today. It was sunny out, but it was very windy and very cold, and our current temperature right now is so far the low for the day at 16 degrees with crystal clear skies, a northwest breeze at 9 miles per hour, so the winds continue to die down. It gives us a wind chill factor of an even 0. Relative humidity right now is at 52%. All right, let's take a look now. Outside right now is a tree. 11 o'clock tonight. Look how cold it is. A ridge moving right through the Hudson River Valley. This is very light winds to calm winds, and with crystal clear skies, we lose all the heat during the day or whatever heat we did have, and it's replaced by very cold air. It's already 5 degrees in Glens Falls, 6 degrees in Bennington, Vermont, 1 above right now up in Burlington, Vermont. So in Vermont, it's single digits and to the north of the Capital District, but then it's just basically in the teens and 20s farther south. But once this ridge starts to move to the east, our winds will shift from the northwest to the south and southwest, and that means warmer temperatures will come up from Pennsylvania, and the warming trend will start. Won't start until sometime tomorrow morning because it's going to be very cold tonight. Clear skies, the entire northeastern part of the country. Here's the storm system that produced almost 2 feet of snow, in fact over 2 feet of snow in some of the higher elevations in the mountains of New Mexico and a couple of days ago for Arizona. And in this area right here in western and southwestern Kansas, southeastern Colorado, extreme northeastern New Mexico, and the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of wet snow has fallen, and it continues to snow in that area. And ahead of it, thunderstorms ready to march through the Dallas-Fort Worth area from this storm system later on tonight. This storm's going to continue to gain some strength, pick up a lot of moisture off the Gulf of Mexico and push it northeastward. So this is going to be a major storm for us later in the week. But for now, let's enjoy the milder weather for tomorrow and lots of sunshine. The winds will pick up out of the south tomorrow, 30s, 40s, and 50s for high temperatures for tomorrow. As far as regional, bright sunshine, milder temperatures, I like it, 30s and 40s. My forecast goes like this. For the rest of tonight, clear skies down to 6 degrees for the overnight low. Tomorrow, bright sunshine, milder, high around 40, and becoming windy, especially in the afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, not as cold, down to 27 for the overnight low. And for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, late Thursday and especially Thursday night, a chance of rain. As you can see, it's very warm, high up to 48 degrees. Then a cooling trend starts by Friday, maybe rain or snow, 36 degrees, and a chance of some flurries or snow actually late Saturday afternoon, and a high temperature of 32 degrees. My wake-up call tomorrow morning, sunshine, light wind, 4 to 12 degrees. And the sun will be up tomorrow morning exactly at 6:44. Let's take a look at the ski report for this Tuesday evening. Gore Mountain, 1 inch of new snow over the last 24 hours, 37 trails open. Ski Windham, loose granular surface also, and 25 trails will be open tomorrow. Mount Snow in Vermont, 60 trails in full swing for tomorrow. And Mad River Glen, from yesterday's lake effect snows, 5 inches of new snow with a powder surface and 32 trails open. Jay Peak, top honors, 6 inches of new snow with a packed powder ski surface. And in Massachusetts, Brody Mountain, a powder surface with 22 trails open. Next couple of days it's going to get warmer. I don't think it'll affect the ski resort areas because they're going to get much colder, and we could see a big snowstorm Saturday night or Sunday.
You're going to keep your eye on that one.
You know I will.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Let's fast forward now and see what's on tap for tomorrow. Who will be crowned King of the Wing Ding? That is, which one of the 22 Capital District restaurants will win the competition for Easter Seal's best tasting and hottest chicken wings. The Wing Ding takes place at the Polish Community Center in Albany tomorrow from 4 to 9 p.m. The event is open to the public. Let's go.
Okay, coming up next in sports, Section 2's high school hockey powerhouse steamrolls through round 1 of the sectionals.
The first high school basketball sectionals got underway as well tonight. Mike Cairns will have all the scores and highlights next on the night team scoreboard.
And a sharp decline on Wall Street today. The Dow Jones Industrial dropped almost 39 points.
I'm Jack Arnicke. While you're sleeping, our 24-hour newsroom is wide awake, gathering the overnight news. I'll have it for you tomorrow morning with a complete traffic report, and join meteorologist Neil Estano for an update on the weather. First news, tomorrow morning at 6:30.
High school sectional action from basketball to hockey. Mike has all the scores and highlights in sports.
We got it all tonight, Ernie. Sectional all the way up to hockey. We got basketball.
Busy over there in the corner.
Big night. High school sectionals are underway, and we got plenty of high school sectional scores and highlights to show you tonight on the night team scoreboard. Start out with hoops. Boys Class A, Troy and Colony. This one in Troy. Now, Colony led it 39-37 going into the fourth quarter. The Flying Horses of Troy rallied behind number 25, Marcus Rhodes, and number 14 here, Jay Geiger. Each had 12 as the 13-8 Horses pull away for the 61-54 win and the right to meet unbeaten Shenendehowa on Friday. Let's get you caught up some scores tonight. Elsewhere in Class A, Albany hits the century mark. Keith Danzy at 34. They'll meet Columbia, who beat Amsterdam by 19. In Class B, it was Johnstown over Mahonison. They'll meet Catskill, who was a winner tonight over Pleasant. You see the score there. Johnstown beat Mahonison 61-32. Catskill gets them now their 63-50 winner over Pleasant. Now we move to Double C. It was Chatham over Fonda. Robert Taylor's hoop with 2 seconds left down Schuylerville. In Class Double C there you see the final Class C. Mayfield losing at the buzzer to Waterford 64-62. Kevin Goluski had 29. Mechanicville a winner by 20 tonight over Fort Plain. In Class D, Salem over Fort Ann. And Northville rips Heatley. Dan Van Ostrand had 29. Meanwhile, Warrensburg got 36 from Jack Schloss. They'll take on the Generals of Salem, who are the defending Class D champs. Now, in high school hockey sectionals also began for the top-ranked team in Division I in the state. That'd be Albany Academy, and the Cadets entertained Shenendehowa. Now, it was close. 3-2 after one period. But this game opened wide open like a piggy bank falling on the floor. And Craig Darby gives it a 2-goal lead as he comes in and scores here. And, of course, his brother Keith would make it a 5-2 as he gets the rebound here. Academy scored the next 4 goals unanswered. They win this one going away 8-3. Chad Bilsner, the star of the night for the Cadets, 2 goals and 2 assists. Now, meanwhile, up in Glens Falls tonight, the Red Wings went over the 2 million mark for career attendance. Certainly did not disappoint the 5,000 fans that showed up tonight. Baltimore opened up the scoring. The Skipjacks, number 9, Alfie Turcotte on the power play. It's 1-0, but the Wings come back with the next 4. This one from Murray Eves, his 35th on the year. The Wings go on to win this one tonight for 5,100, 4-1. Final in the NHL, that I-94 series, Penguins knocked off Philadelphia. Union knocks off Middlebury, the 4th-ranked team in the country. Guy Logan, 2 goals. Ron Kinghorn ties the school record with his 47th career win. Congratulations to him. In the NBA tonight, the league's best road club, being the Lakers, met one of the best at home, being the Spurs. Tough to beat the Spurs at home, especially when big number 50, David Robinson, is on his game. And watch the big guy get the pass. You know what he's doing. Slam, yeah. Thanks to the shooting of James Worthy, though, the Lakers led it by 1 at the half, and this one went to overtime. We pick up the action in overtime. Anderson takes it himself. 114-112 Spurs, but watch as time runs down. Byron Scott for the 3 in the game. Yes, the Lakers win at 115-114. They are 15-9 on the road. Some finals for you in the NBA. Portland, a winner over Charlotte tonight. It was Seattle over Orlando by 15. The Bullets beat Atlanta tonight. Minnesota also a winner over Houston, 97-92. Milwaukee beats New Jersey tonight. And Boston now losing. This one's moved to the 4th by 20. It looks like 95-75 to Phoenix. In the MAC tonight, 2 free throws and no time left. Army beats Siena. And locally, RPI improves the record of 16-8, beating Union. Now, some college hoops for you tonight. Boston College came into the Dome to take on Syracuse, and the Orange still smarting from that Notre Dame loss you saw over the weekend. But they got a big lift from Stevie Thompson, number 32, jamming it home. BC kept it close. They were trailing by just 4 at the half. 43-39, but Stevie Thompson and company blew it wide open in the second half. The final 105-69. Gotta wonder where all that offense went. Boston College after the first half. That's it. Plenty more sectionals to come this week.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Still ahead on the Night Team Report, Miss Maples makes a move.
We'll tell you what Donald Trump's rumored mistress is up to now.
And finally tonight, your Trump update. Marla Maples is fighting back against her tabloid image as the Trump Tower homewrecker. She's hired a lawyer to keep the media from splashing her face and figure across the front pages and TV screens. Maples' publicist says action will be taken against people wrongfully selling photos or videotapes or those making libelous statements. Despite repeated denials, Maples has been prominently mentioned as the other woman who lured billionaire Donald Trump away from his wife, Ivana.
She's got a fat chance, huh?
Yeah, right. There's only like 5 million photos out there, and we've already seen it, Marla.
Be sure to give us a call if you see news happening or a picture of Marla Maples that hasn't been used yet. Just dial our tips phone at 346-TIPS. The number is 346-8477.
And if you're out in your car, call us on the car phone, *6 send.
We're just about out of time on this Monday night. Let's get a final word in sports and weather from Bud and John. Bud?
Catholic High and McGinn winners tonight in the Class A sectional girls. John.
Okay, Mike, my wake-up call tomorrow morning, bright sunshine, light winds, 4 to 12 degrees. Sun will be up at 6:44. Milder tomorrow, high temperature around 4.
All right, Pat Sajak's next. Good night.
Good night.